Hey, I'm Lindsay from The Rural Legend. Welcome to Thrift Rich. We don't have a lot of money. We're not working with a big budget, but we can still create a beautiful home affordably by buying all the things at the thrift store the rich people didn't want anymore. In all seriousness, this is your go-to place for inspiration, ideas, DIYs to give you that beautiful home that brings you joy, but not have to spend a lot of money. If you're new, welcome. I hope that you'll subscribe so you never miss a single opportunity to go thrifting together. Since starting Secondhand Squad, which is my marketplace to buy and sell and build community with fellow secondhand obsessed individuals, I have been doing a lot more thrifting, like maybe going 3 days a week versus 1. So I have so much footage to show you of the thrift stores recently. Everything from little pieces of home decor to furniture to a little bit of apparel and accessories. Do not discount your thrift stores. There's always something to be found. You just might have to dig a little bit. Go often, go to all the places, and make sure that you walk every aisle at least twice. The things that I have found on the second pass that I completely missed the first time around, it still blows my mind. And I do this for a living. So let's get into it. I'm gonna take you thrifting with me, and then we're gonna talk about the things that I did bring home and how I've styled them here in my house. Are you ready to go thrifting with me? Let's go. Right off the bat, such a score. These are Princess House coffee mugs, and these are the big guys. I love a big coffee mug. And then I turned the corner, and there was this guy. Anyone familiar with this style of sculpture? It was a little pricey, but after doing some research, this is Italian ceramic from the 70s. Guys, they can resell for a couple thousand. Now, I don't think this one actually would, but there are some out there that would, and that's insane. Look at this little Christmas tree. I feel like this has so much potential if it was just given a little love. Take off that fake stuff, give it a little paint. Same thing with these sconces. I feel like if you painted them gold or black, it would just elevate the look. This little walking candle holder is so sweet for Christmas. It's hand painted. I did bring this home and it's already sold in Secondhand Squad. It was gone within like 48 hours. Such a special piece. This is another really cute item. You could put a magnet on the back for your fridge. I would store matches in it and then put a striker sticker on the bottom. It's laughable that the yard sale sticker was 50 cents and Goodwill wants $2.99. I always love checking out these little trinket dishes. So many different options, whether you put them by your kitchen sink, your nightstand. Anyone know what this is? It's actually a flower frog. There's those little metal spikes down in there. This is a cool piece. If you're looking for any kind of artificial florals or leaves, always check your thrift stores. You just never know what you'll find. These poinsettias are fake, and honestly, they look really realistic. You will save so much money buying secondhand. Keeping in the same vein, that Christmas theme, look at this hand-painted frame. Wouldn't this be so darling with the family photo in it, framed and gifted? This silver platter plate is so beautiful. That little filigree design, absolutely gorgeous. More sconces. This time these are brass. They're a little puny for me. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm sure they'll go home with someone who will love them. Look at this big guy. This is definitely much more my style, but I left it there for someone else. I love the wood accent matched with the brass. What do you think about little figurines like this? Leave me a comment. Is this something that you would bring home, or would you leave it? I've been on the hunt for coasters for years. I know that sounds silly. Coasters are such a minute detail in your home, but I wanted something pretty to keep on our coffee table. Love this little Asian bowl. Look how stunning this serving platter is. It has a platinum band on it. It's, I think, from the 30s, if I remember correctly. Such a beautiful piece. Can you imagine an entire dishware set with this pattern? Gorgeous. I loved these. They remind me of the Arby's glasses. That might be what they are, but they have like a tapered shape to them. They were really heavy and beautiful. Speaking of heavy and beautiful, always love a lead crystal vase. This is a great one. And look at this piece of furniture. The price is so reasonable. Look at those curved serpentine drawers and the mirror. This is absolutely stunning. A little tricky to get the drawers open one-handed. Definitely needs a little love. Cute little purse. I've started to look at the accessories more consistently at my thrift stores because I found some really cool stuff. This is Karl Lagerfeld. I think the price tag said $25 and I just don't want to spend that. I've also been loving looking at the coats and the sweaters and the sweatshirts at my thrift stores. This piece is beautiful, but this is a medium, not my size. I did, however, find this beautiful Patagonia. This is just like a size too big. This is a men's small. Size too big for Jackson, who's my 9-year-old son. He's crazy tall. He'll be in it by next fall. It's in amazing condition. For whatever reason, I have found so many of these Princess House butter dishes recently. And look at this crystal footed bowl. That's actually lead crystal. Same with this. So many beautiful pieces. The kitchen area always has a couple really beautiful pictures. These are so beautiful for a kitchen counter or even to use as a flower vase. What do you think of this one? Honestly, I would love to know in the comments. Like, is this something that you would bring home? It's very, very unique. This is a back scratcher / shoehorn. I'm not mad at it. It's cute. Look at the big planters. I saw this log holder. The price on this was astronomical. I didn't bother to do any research, so maybe it's really valuable, but we don't need those kind of prices at the thrift store. I grabbed this painting. This is actually still in the Secondhand Squad shop. No one has grabbed it yet as far as I know, and it's such a beautiful, colorful piece. This little quiche dish. This is French ceramic. Such a great staple. This would be great if you made a tart or a quiche for someone and gifted them this plate with it. These were there for weeks. These are Italian Sunday dishes. I waited until they were 50% off and wait till you see them in my home. They're stunning. I have to tell you the sad story about this little Lennox condiment tray. I bought it, I listed it for sale on Secondhand Squad, and then I promptly broke it. I was so sad. This bar cart is really interesting, but the price, again with the really high prices, this was insane. And then I turn around and I find this amazing Asian jardiniere planter or like fishbowl planter. The price on this was so, so good. Instant add to cart. It's gorgeous. I thought this little set was adorable. This is like a little sugar bowl. Yellow tags were half off, by the way. Look at the little loops for the handles, the little loop on the lid. And then there was a matching tray somewhere in this video. Look at this beautiful china. Gosh, I don't need any of this, but it's such a fun experience to look through all of this because these pieces were part of family stories, part of dinner time and making memories. This was really cool. This is like a little tureen. I loved the lusterware print on it. I've never seen anything like this. I love when I find little fairy light holders like this. These make amazing tissue holders. Just take your tissues out of the box, put them in there with the little, tissue coming out the top. Instant elevation to this ordinary item. These vases are really beautiful. Look at that one. That cobalt iridescent color. Love. This was a huge haul. This is a newer to me Goodwill that's on Jonestown Road in Harrisburg. This plate from Courier and Ives, absolutely stunning and perfect for fall. This did not come home with me, but it is cute. And look at that frame. The frame is stunning. Big baskets like this are perfect to set like a planter pot of mums in or leaves or even a Christmas tree as we're getting closer and closer to the winter season. This little set of bowl and salt and pepper shakers. This was kind of cute. I really loved the color of the wood. Little trinket box with some needlepoint on the top. Not my style, but it's kind of pretty. I don't know. What do you think? I bought baskets, and not just baskets, bird baskets. Oh, this little whitewashed duck. The sweetest. And look at this one. This gold tone candle holder is a pumpkin. And here's a glass candy jar pumpkin. Those are so cute to style at Halloween. This was interesting. This is like a big copper basin, but the lid was fused to the top and it had that weird hole cut out. This sconce is from Burwood and they made the most amazing Hollywood Regency candle sconces. I always grab these. Little silver plate, short candelabra, stunning. This sold in Secondhand Squad instantly. What do we think of this little metal box? It doesn't feel like it's anything special, but it's definitely unique. And this is definitely depression glass. It has some hand-painted detail to it that's really worn off. I left it there. I'm sure that was a stunner in her day. I thought this was Fiesta Wear, but it's not. I can't remember the name right now, but that green color is beautiful. It does have a chip, so I left it there. I almost brought this home because it's so fun, but unfortunately it was missing one of its little forks. This hamburger is so cute. More beautiful serveware. Not only can you use these, to display on an easel or use for food, but they make amazing art pieces hanging on your wall with a good quality plate hook. This one is gorgeous. Who else grew up with these? This was a blast from the past. These little jelly jars that had the dinosaurs on them. I think there's Flintstones down there as well. This was just this really sweet hit of nostalgia for me today. Always love a crystal biscuit jar. These sell really easily in Secondhand Squad, and this one is stunning. This is a crystal Mikasa serving bowl with the Christmas trees on it. Absolutely gorgeous. This would be an amazing gift filled with treats for the holidays, or a great hostess gift filled with like maybe some tea towels and a candle. Love all these little lidded dishes. Ooh, look at the little loopy detail on this one. That's really special. These kind of vessels can be amazing to make homemade candles. You just really, really need to be careful that the glass is thick enough and it will tolerate the heat. So what I've learned recently is that in order to test it, you need to pour boiling water over the vessel to see if it will survive to make a candle. This chair, what do we think about it? It was almost a quilted design. It has a matching ottoman. I love the shape. I don't hate it. And then there's this guy. This is still in the shop as far as I know. This crewel is gorgeous, very 70s, but the colors are beautiful. It's in great shape. Look at the beautiful detail on the frame. These are actually worth a lot of money, and I priced mine super reasonably if you're interested. I always love grabbing turkey planters. Not only can you use them for an actual planter, but you can display flowers, you can put trinkets in them or goodies like little treats, silverware. Look at these brass bowls. Aren't they amazing? Such great centerpiece opportunities for fall and going into Christmas for sure. Can you imagine those filled with ornaments? Beautiful. This came home with me, this little marble spoon rest. Nothing special, but I was actually in need of a new spoon rest and I like the clean lines. Look at this amazing piece. I cannot believe I found this at the thrift store for $6.99. This is crystal and brass. Is this your style? Would you have brought it home? Does anyone remember the sewing chair I thrifted a couple months ago? It has like a seat that lifts off for storage. I'm using it as a desk chair in Jackson's room, and I think that red striped fabric might be what I choose to cover it. Stay tuned. Well, that was a lot of thrifting. Let's get it all home and let me show you what came home with me and how I styled it. I have converted almost exclusively to clear glass coffee mugs because of this beautiful ambiance every morning. The way that my creamer swirls into my coffee. And these are just so beautiful. Here are those coasters, very handy for my new Princess House coffee mug. These are silver plates and they look so beautiful styled on our buffet. There's that beautiful crystal compote with the brass cherubs. I decided not to polish the brass. The tarnish just gives it so much more character and age, and I just think those two little babies really bright and shiny would be too much. This is that little back scratcher and shoehorn. It's Bakelite and it's vintage. It's so beautiful. It's one of those pieces that's just like, what is that? And I love having those pieces in my home, especially because most importantly, out of everything you learn from me is find the pieces that bring you joy. And this definitely ticks the box. You can see I was having a really hard time filming it and keeping it in focus. If you haven't heard, this dresser or console table in our family room was a Facebook Marketplace find. I spent $200 on it. I love getting my furniture secondhand. One thing I didn't film when I was at the Jonestown Road Goodwill is this hanging basket. I bought a set of 2. And I sold one in Secondhand Squad and I kept one for myself. It is such a great addition to my fall home decor, just filled with hydrangeas from our garden. They're naturally drying out and I love the way this looks. It's just a really elegant, organic touch of fall, and I'll be able to style it in so many different ways. This is that flower frog. It has a lot of damage to it. Someone heavily glued it, but you can't see any of that. It's on the bottom. And I love the way this looks with some of those last blooms of the season. Do you see who's hiding behind my chairs on the fireplace hearth? Here is that beautiful Basset Hound. He's Italian ceramic. He is in amazing condition. Some of his paint is flaking off, but there's no cracks or chips. His eyes are just so soulful, and I just smile every time I see him. Now, is he gonna stay on the hearth? Probably not, but I just haven't figured out the best place for him yet. I wanted to show you how big he is. So I put him on the couch with Elliot and Winston. Winston is a 50-pound mini Labradoodle. Do you see the size comparison? This makes me laugh so much because my actual dogs want nothing to do with it. And side note, help me name him. I haven't given him a name yet, and for whatever reason, I think it's a boy. Not that I have any physical proof of that, but I already have an Elliot and a Winston, so what's the third name in our trio? All right, that is enough for today. Happy hunting. I will see you guys next time.